Hey everyone, this is Pat Mesiti, and I'm sure by now you all are aware of what Scott Morrison did during his tenure, or allegedly did, let me say allegedly did, during his tenure as our Prime Minister. I knew something was wrong the day he came back from that meeting overseas and all hell vomited on our country. All hell vomited on our country. Now we find, according to our current wonderful, amazing, untouchable sweetheart of the media, the greatest Prime Minister since wokeness appeared, Anthony Albo, I live by what the Greens, Teals and Unions say, Prime Minister. Anthony Albanese confirmed that they're investigating claims that Scott Morrison secretly swore himself into extra portfolios during his time as Prime Minister. And this is what Albanese says. He said, this is not some local footy club. This is a government of Australia, where the people in Australia have been kept in the secret. And he's actually right. For once, I'm going to side with Alba. And of course, Malcolm Turncoat, he's slammed Morrison, saying that, these allegations that he assumed control of government portfolios during the pandemic. Now, listen to these portfolios. They were health. Where was Greg Hunt? Oh, that's right. According to sources, Greg Hunt knew of this. Now Greg Hunt's resigned. No wonder he's resigned. Now remember, Greg Hunt was one of the golden childs of the World Economic Forum. Now, these are the portfolios. Listen, health, finance, resources, and social services. Now, apparently, allegedly, the Governor-General swore him in. No wonder he kept saying, this is not my job. He didn't know what job he had. This is disgusting. And the people of Australia were kept in the dark. This secret society stuff, and again, it makes me kind of wonder, a lot of the rumors that are out there, this secrecy around, why all this secrecy? I want to submit to us that government officials need to disclose who they're associated with. Senator Alex Antic is correct. They need to disclose themselves as to who their associated is. Listen, wear your sponsor on your suit so we know who owns you. Senior ministers in the former coalition government had no idea if Morrison secretly assumed control of their portfolios during the pandemic in a dictatorial move. This is dictatorship. Even opposition leader Peter Dutton could not definitely rule out whether his previous defence role was ever assumed by the former Prime Minister, saying, not to my knowledge. Both sides of politics have been shocked and stunned. Mr. Morrison systematically gave himself powers to jointly run the health, finance and resource portfolio. That means he could sign off on as many jabathons as he wanted to, could buy as much as he wanted, negotiate write checks everywhere. Finance, health, where was Greg Hunt? That man ought to be dragged into this. That man ought to be dragged into this. Governor-General David Hurley has confirmed he had signed off administrative instruments giving Morrison control of the different ministries, acting on the advice of the government of the day. Hang on. You've got a cabinet there that you're supposed to confer with. This is dictatorial leadership. And mind you, Labor's no different. Former Health Minister Greg Hunt reportedly knew Morrison had given himself portfolio responsibility in March 2020 as the COVID-19 pandemic emerged. This to me is telling me something. That obviously there was a hand behind the puppet of Morrison. Who are these people? No wonder Mr. Morrison said in a church recently, don't trust government, and we certainly don't trust the United Nations. Well, tell us why we should trust you. Today, he was on radio, and when confronted with it, he didn't deny it, and he didn't affirm it. You see, this is what they're saying. Questions around the appointments of this nature are a matter of the government of the day and the department of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. Similarly, the decisions whether to publicise appointments, to administer additional portfolios, is a matter for the government of the day. Now, hats off to Nationals leader David Littleproud, who questioned why Morrison wouldn't have simply have consulted with his cabinet. If you got a cabinet, you use it. Why would you do this? It would have enabled him to sign off on appropriations spending like the purchase of personal protective equipment, vaccines, without going through the expenditure review committee. In other words, he had an open checkbook to sign up as much vaccines as he wanted to, putting the people of Australia and using the people of Australia and using his authority as Prime Minister under a cloak of secrecy. Makes me wonder what else he's been secret about. Albanese said Morrison's secrecy is weird. Not really. It's in keeping with his patterns of behaviour. Just like, Albanese, don't you go playing high moral ground, because what you're doing with this whole voice thing is cloaked in secrecy as well. Your secrecy is just as bad, hypocritical, disrespectful, and evil as Morrison. Don't go right now hiding behind your media darlings who think you're the best thing since Robert Menzies, and you are not. This is scary. University of Sydney constitutional expert Anne Twomley said the secret swearing-ins were bizarre and utterly inappropriate. What on earth was going on? We need to know. We demand to know. And we not only demand this to be known, but every single government official. Who are you involved with? What agency are you involved with? Are you involved in any secret societies that we don't know of? What churches you go to? And what's their impact on you? If we're going to do that, let's do it. They got to come clean. This cloak of secrecy is disgusting. You know, I get some well-meaning people, and again, I'm not shouting out or reacting that, but, you know, we've been promoting our event tomorrow, and, you know, I get all these spiritual people reminding me that money is the root of all evil. It actually says the love of money, and if we haven't got over the love of money, you really got a problem. Now, I want to say this. Money makes a great servant and a lousy master. And, of course, I thank all these people that want to remind me of what the Bible says about the evils of money. But these same people can never tell me about what the virtues of money are biblically. They can't tell me what the promises of God are about money. They can't tell me what the Bible says to do with money. They can't even tell me about the story of the talents and why God would give away 3 talents, 5 talents, which is basically years and years of wages. They can't tell me how to be resourceful with money, as the Bible says. They can't tell me how to work money, as the Bible says. They can't tell me the laws of investment and return, as the Bible says. But they can quote me a few verses. Let me remind those of you out there that want to educate me on what the Bible says and the evils of money, that there's a lot of good stuff. Matter of fact, God said the gold was good. He didn't say it was bad. God said the silver and gold is his. Anything that is given to you by God is corruptible. Let me help you here. Government has been given by God and is corruptible. Listen to me. Food has been given to you by the Almighty, and it can be corruptible. I never hear some of these people that put these scriptures up there. I guarantee a lot of them struggle with a few things in relation to food. Remember, obesity is a sin as well. Worship can be corruptible. Just ask the devil up there who fell with a third of the angels. Money can be corruptible. Sex can be corruptible. Government can be corruptible. Authority can be corruptible. Marriage can be corruptible. Almost anything God has created can be corrupted. Your soul, your body, your health can be corrupted. I don't hear a lot of these people talking about the abuse of their temple. So with that in mind, I want you to understand something. That the enemy and the dark forces of our world want to corrupt anything that is God-given. Anything. Your children, your family, your money, your wealth, government, worship, church. We must put a guard around ourselves. Now, when it comes to money, listen to me very carefully. Money is a great servant, but a lousy master. And what I find is a lot of time what we have is the greedy broke and the guilty rich. The Bible does not tell you not to have money. After all, Jesus was a businessman. Get it through your heads. Paul was a tent maker. The disciples were fishermen. They were doctors. They were not broke people. Jesus was not some blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus running around in a chiffon dress begging for spare change. Stop this nonsense. And the Bible tells us to occupy till he comes. We are to be resourceful with our money. We are to be stewards of our money. That's why I don't like what the WEF is doing. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Well, that's against stewardship. We must be people that can live in this world. This world may not be our home, but while I'm at it, we're going to fight for it. We're going to do our best to occupy it. We're going to do our best to live prosperously and bountifully. Now, I need your help. Listen to me very carefully. I need your help. We are coming to Bow Desert. We are coming to Hervey Bay. We want to come to Toowoomba. Several months ago, a pastor from Toowoomba reached out to me to use his facility. Sadly, I've lost the contact. So if any of you know of any pastors or leaders, can you inbox them or get them to contact me? We're coming to Hervey Bay in Maryborough. We are coming there. More than likely, if we can't get a church to host us, we will use a secular venue. Just hear me. We are coming to Hervey Bay, Maryborough, and all our surrounding districts. We're coming there. We're bringing our full team there. Haven't locked in a date yet. We're working on that. Bow Desert is starting on the 18th of September. 18th in Bow Desert. Now, we will be having our site set up so you can register. Here's why you need to register, because seating is limited. Now, do you have to register? No, but it's preferable that you do. We're going to be doing the Gold Coast. Want to go to Toowoomba? Can I give a special shout out to the people of Toowoomba? If you know any leader or pastor out there or people in the business community that can help us, please. Now, if you're a weirdo and a wacko, please don't. I'm just kidding. Come on, work with me. Feel free to DM me here on Messenger, and let's really shake this nation. These awakening meetings are going to be real spiritual emphasis. We need a revival right now. After all this stuff, you know, Mr. Morrison sadly had a golden opportunity to bring this nation to a great spiritual awakening, and he fell for the globalist agenda. To me, this is another thing that's being unraveled. CDC in America now is saying that natural immunity is okay because their narrative is falling apart. But we just can't go, oh yeah, their narrative is falling apart. We need to be active, and we need to be people that usher in an awakening against this wokeness. So we need your help. I need you to share the word with your friends. Yes, we will be coming to Sydney, Central Coast, and more than likely Castle. I haven't got the dates there yet set up for that. Want to go to Perth. If there's anyone that knows any leaders in Perth that want to get behind it, we're wanting to go to Perth. Definitely going to South Australia. We're in discussions now. These things take a lot of planning. And I want to shout out also, if you've not registered for tomorrow's webinar with Sean Allison, let me tell you, you've got to get a handle on your financial world. And I'm not going to rant and rave because we've got great numbers already. But if you go to mesiti.com/SA, it's in the bio here. Please register. Money is a great servant, but a lousy master. And while the Bible does give warnings, it also gives directions. It gives commands. It teaches you and instructs you about money, and it tells you the rewards of it. So come on, guys, let's stop throwing Bible verses around, and let's really, prepare ourselves. Let's gird up ourselves. Let's be vigilant in these days. God bless everyone, and thank you. And once again, big shout out. If you know anyone, Toowoomba out there, we've got some leaders that we're working with in the Hervey Bay, Maryborough area, and obviously on the Gold Coast, we've got some great people. We're going to be there with Mark Ironside, Harvest Point. Now, their team is working with us. It's going to be phenomenal. God bless you. Thank you. Hey, listen, please don't just watch this. Like it and then share it. I know you'll be blessed if you do. And let's keep praying that this nation comes into a spiritual awakening, because God knows we need it. God bless you all.